later on Nolan used to say, even the dogs on the street know what the story is.
That's why I keep this open. This is going to be egress once it begins. So the left side is the best option. Thanks.
The eyeline's going to be awful on this shot because all of us on the side.
Back of his head.
Exactly.
Just cover out, come round.
Not just stand right between the camera.
That's your first.
What got you in? I get you in a minute when we got this gentleman's camera.
You'll be fine because you're not college. These ones don't you?
Sorry, is there a podcast tomorrow? Yeah. We'll be 3 days a week.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a global outage. But really
What was really weird, we were flying, I said everyone else was lost their live view.
We were fine. Yeah. They just couldn't access the global thing, but we already had port signs, so it's fine.
Can't really deal with this. The house is all about the fight. I spent 6 months on the outside. I started off in personal controversy.
Just looking at that. Hello.
Hiya.
You right? I was like, oh yeah, great. We're single with no children. What cares about his work?
Although you don't get crumbs in your house. It's way more dramatic too.
Okay, so yes, the release stuff. It worked really well to have
Yeah,
someone still in DC and someone.
exactly. Same for us. Mark was still here, thankfully.
What's that?
Nice pictures, which I helped. Really good protest. Strong.
Very interesting. I don't think I've seen your piece actually. I'll try and watch it back.
It got a bit buried because of the Middle East, needless to say, but
Folks right here, this awareness, keep this area open for egress. So this kind of that line is covered. We'll try to give verbal commands if we see a blockage or something like that. So this is our area for egress for folks to walk by. We're hoping right here.
Oh wait, is Ryan down here?
Right here,
Sure, because he just said
over here.
Yeah, no, it's nice all together.
Air wasn't on. We didn't turn on the thing. And the only reason I heard it is because I heard it from the black point. Oh, I was hoping what?
Good?
Robert, are we gonna get a warning when they're gonna come out? Do you know?
yep. God, this is.
Better late than never.
You okay?
Yeah.
No kidding. She's here. Actually, Jeff will work.
TVD, no, yeah.
Cool. Good idea. I'm gonna get a Trump-esque shot, so this could be a problem. He's very tall.
Hold on, we need a light to blow up the hair.
You can do it. Yeah.
Yes, we'll get a warning.
Thank you.
Move it back. This one looks like there's enough.
So Ryan Karen came and was switching out Brian's computer, and about very popular too. But the West was there too, and I was like,
Oh, yeah, there's enough dazzles.
who are you talking about? The West is one people I talk to. The West is like, oh, it's summer. Like, we're gonna have to
Yes.
It's hard to keep track of.
You getting all the important spots, right?
All of
Say big time, you there.
Right, let's purge. That would be a fun day before they come in. We did it during COVID. I don't think you were around when you were here.
and then just decide.
No, that's the rule. You box it up and you're never gonna remove the
Yeah.
straps.
Not gonna look at man.
You just gotta throw out what doesn't serve you. What no longer serves
Where's your egress, Robert? Come on, man.
Right here, I know. They're
Come on,
figuring out
man.
Tom's figuring out.
Well, we got everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like right up his nose, so. Everything itself is just ridiculous.
At least we're close. We're not behind.
Speaking of,
Hey, Tony, you found us moving the mic back a little bit?
Towards me?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh,
I got a wide angle lens. You can move it right here if you want. But I mean,
Oh,
these
whoa,
guys.
whoa,
This
whoa.
way?
Yeah.
That way.
No, that way.
This way?
Move it closer to them.
Is good?
Don't want another time incident.
Very tall.
No, I don't even have my first passport.
Some Q&A followed by bevy of food that comes in.
But maybe Courtney or someone is it like defense focused or?
But it's food focused, which is enough.
Oh, really? It's about like EU food culture?
Yeah, it's like a tasting bureau.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's maybe I did get that invited.
For all the bureaucracy of dealing with the embassies that do manage to hand out quite a good cuisine.
Yeah. So is it gonna be like sit down meals?
No, it's just like a reception, but
I can also do this like a one.
because the lack of government officials.
I think it's a combination of that and just 4-year-old as well. You know, dealing with the like guilt from my husband, you know, it's like the soup of reasons.
It's a hard job. Childcare in the middle. I don't. My wife really. Managing really weird schedules. She wasn't able to do it. She's a consultant outside of the business.
Yeah, I'm just,
Like,
It's not 20.
But I'm sure there can be intensive, right?
still fine. She's logged in within like 6 hours by the hours that you can get without going over. But you know, there is opportunity for her to get a job or a boss thing by the end of the day. But she works earlier hours.
We do 5 sides, like 12.
Our hours are just so
Right. Good because never know what's going to be.
Place them right. We're the only young one. Ed's middle aged, like me.
he's also a consultant, so that's why. But he also.
Oh, it's all right. Run around.
He's advises like companies, regulations.
It's every little kid's dream.
What's that?
Every little kid's dream.
Yeah, right. I want to grow up to be a consultant.
I'm going to do M&A, advice.
See what husband's going football on Friday.
Yeah, but I've been away a bit, so he's done a couple when I came
Trying to get
back
him to go.
from maternity leave.
I want him to go this week. I'm arranged.
What's that?
He can go this week.
He's allowed.
It was
Technical one.
Yikes.
He thinks he finds it quite serious.
There was a bus around. Was that?
I mean,
Did you have to get a
at
press?
6:30 in the morning, you're there.
I was in the bus.
Take all your anger out.
That's the standard stuff.
I didn't know if you did NATO stuff.
It's a decent level.
Have you seen it? Have you played when you...
I haven't actually been there. I haven't been there actually. I've done my ankle that for a few months. I played last week.
Brussels kind of sterile.
I actually wondered that.
That's better.
You good?
If you find it too kind of sterile, then
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been set up for my it's ready to.
Yeah.
The one thing that we don't miss is that it rains.
Yes.
It's like
Fall is quite a lovely season here, whereas
Yeah.
better summers though.
Completely stretched. I literally got there 20 minutes before last week. First I played like 3 sections right over.
Head down the tunnel, go up to the second floor, where like the grand is, right by downtown. And then we'll head down the hall, and then we'll head towards the Bell Avenue exit, and we'll just go down the west flight there. I know you don't really know what I'm talking about.
No, no.
You do? Okay. Just wanna make sure.
That's 14 hours.
Still just okay with you? You like it?
Yeah, it's fine.
One of the cool ones, so we can chat. Probably is.
How do you get that?
Have you had that last trip sometimes? How we
What's it, let's go.
9 months ago.
That's a crazy call.
first and only thing that's ever gonna happen. At least for the next few years, probably. So I'm sure you went on like a bunch of
Oh, yeah. Just making sure.
There's like invitations sent lower down than otherwise would be.
What do you mean they sent lower down?
That's in like you're saying no.
Oh, I see.
Just see.
Now, your children invite, right?
Yes. Ed feeds up school.
But yeah, it feels so decidedly last year. It was
Yeah, you can go on like
13. It's crazy. I will not miss going to the Air Force again.
Yeah, I could do without. Did you manage to go on a trip like that?
Panama.
Oh, what was that?
I know.
It's different.
Alright, we'll need to get a beer someday. Oh man. Was he at least like doing it more with the press on the trip?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good.
It's basically
That's good.
Horizon app. And then basically you can just log in anywhere. It's quite good. I was in Chris Man.
And it gives some time with this team. And it was nice. Just different.
So I guess folks who don't have a badge are not going to go on any trips now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Friday.
Yeah, they just announced a new slate of outlets today.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. Who did? Was it from the Pentagon press office or?
I think America.
I just saw the Western split.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Hoping to, but we usually have these day each year in Centaur, probably. So.
Hey folks, they're about to come out. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure there's always a limit about who goes.
Well, thanks everybody for coming here. I especially want to thank the Secretary General and the Ambassador for being here, where we've been given an update on a number of things, including what I think are very promising developments in our cooperation among the NATO members for resupplying not only Ukraine, but modernizing the whole of NATO. I want to express my appreciation for my partner, my Democratic colleague, Jeanne Shaheen, for all the work that she's done over the years with the Senate NATO Observer Group, and yield to you for questions. Maybe give an update on legislative
that'd be great.
Activity as well.
Well, I will just echo the appreciation to have Mark Rutte, the Secretary General, and Ambassador Whitaker here to give us an update on what's happening with NATO and Europe. I reported to them that we're very excited that in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee this morning we passed out the first 3 bills that address Russia's unprovoked war in Ukraine today. One would declare Russia a state sponsor of terrorism because of their kidnapping of Ukrainian children, and the second would allow us to move forward using the repossessed assets from Russia to support Ukraine in this war, and the third would be to take an effort at China to stop the war effort, their support for the war effort from China. All of those bills passed unanimously out of committee, have strong bipartisan support, and we look forward to getting them to the floor soon so that we can join the Europeans as they look at using the repossessed assets in Ukraine, and all join hands and do everything we can to support Ukraine. So, Secretary General, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for hosting me and Ambassador Whitaker this morning. And I want to thank the senators for their staunch support for NATO. Since President Trump was re-elected, NATO has been renewed, reinvigorated. We decided in The Hague under his leadership to spend 5% on defense, therefore also basically equalizing what the Europeans and Canada are spending on defense with the US. So the Europeans and the Canadians stepping up. Also when it comes to Ukraine, the President deciding to send weapons again to Ukraine, but paid for by allies. We are working very hard on that project. The first couple of billion of weapons already shipped into Ukraine from the US, paid for by allies. And of course Europeans stepping up when it comes to security assurances for Ukraine post a long-term ceasefire or peace deal. But of course we all pray for that to happen soon. I will see the President later today. We will discuss further how we from NATO can be helpful in delivering his vision of getting a full-scale peace in Ukraine, which of course we all pray for after his enormous success in Gaza. So again, thank you so much for hosting us, Senators, and thank you for your leadership.
Got time for a couple of questions.
Secretary General, Sky News, can we just ask, is your visit here at this moment not an indication that President Trump's meeting with President Zelensky on Friday was a total disaster?
No, not at all, because this was already planned before. I was texting with the President after an enormous success in Gaza, and we said, hey, let's have a meeting in Washington to discuss how we now can deliver his vision on peace in Ukraine. And when it comes to the meeting last week, Friday, you have also heard President Zelensky. I think that was a good meeting. It was a successful meeting. It's exactly what we need. It's the American president who broke the deadlock with Putin in February, took that leadership role, which only he can, and he is delivering. And I'm really commending him for that. So that was a good meeting, and we will build on that.
Secretary General, can I just ask you, recently Donald Trump suggested that Ukraine could win back all lost territory. Now he's saying something quite different. How worried are you that in that phone call with Vladimir Putin, he persuaded the president to go softer on Russia?
Well, I have total confidence in President Trump. And he is the only one who can get this done. He is the leader of the most powerful nation on earth. You are all citizens of the most powerful nation on earth, the most powerful economy, the most powerful military, and you have a president with a lot of experience because of his first term in office and who has a clear vision on bringing this war to a durable and lasting end. He wants that. He wants to end the bloodshed. He wants to end the killing. And he knows how important it is, and this is a big deal for him, for all of us. So his leadership here is crucial. He is clearly providing it, and he has to dialogue with all the leaders. He has to dialogue with Putin. He has to dialogue with Zelensky, exactly as he did in Gaza, putting pressure on all relevant parties to get the deal done. And that's exactly what he is doing here.
Mr. Secretary,
right here.
Thank you, Senator. Two questions for you. The first, to that end, do you believe another meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin would be productive? And second, do you think a ceasefire is necessary before real negotiations can start?
Well, let's start with the second question. The president himself was very clear this weekend. Stop where you are, which sounds simple, but of course is also exactly right. So I was I totally agree with him. Stop where you are. That's the main message. And again, we will dialogue this afternoon further, and I'm there to help him to deliver whatever NATO can do, me personally, the ambassador, all of us can do to help him to deliver on that vision. And clearly going forward, I cannot now predict exactly what type of meetings, in what type of setting will happen. But it will mean a lot of discussions with all the leaders involved, including the presidents of Russia and Ukraine, no doubt.
Should that happen together?
Secretary General, you mentioned the success in Gaza. What do you think can be replicated when it comes to negotiating between Russia and Ukraine? And then to the senators, what do you think is the cost of the delays on sanctions that we've seen so far?
Well, you know, every conflict obviously is different. And at the same time, you can draw lessons. And I think what the president did at Gaza, and let's not forget, this is a huge win. And only he was in a position to do it. And he took the risk, he took the leadership role, and he used the enormous power of the United States and leveraged this with his leadership to get the deal done on Gaza. And I commend him for that. And now he wants to do the same, as he's been doing since February, when he had his first phone call with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. And all the discussions he had with NATO leaders, with, of course, the president of Ukraine. He wants to deliver the same for the war in Ukraine. Again, I cannot now predict exactly by what steps this will all happen. But obviously, it will still mean a lot of discussions. It will not end tomorrow. But I'm fairly confident that we can deliver on this vision.
It looks like the summit is on ice now. Do you welcome that delay?
Again, I'm not going to comment on every step in the process because it's very difficult for me to assess exactly how that process will now evolve. But clearly, in the future, there will be many more discussions with the leaders of Ukraine and of Russia in whatever format, in whatever setting, to deliver peace.
Thank you all.
Just on the point of saying, one thing that we should be very clear with the Secretary General, we're having discussions about NATO allies putting 5% into meeting 5% standard for NATO support. They're doing things very, very differently, and they're doing things differently because President Trump has pressed the issue. And I believe that President Trump is best positioned to bring a lasting peace to Ukraine. We're going to have discussions about how we can continue to enable him with legislative action on sanctions in particular, which I'm interested in. But I think we also have to follow his lead.
Thank you all very
Are
much.
you planning to move these bills that you passed as a package?
That hasn't been determined yet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That's right.
Like, always like, to like pick the like shortest amount of words in your question.
Thank you, Tony.
Wonderful, thank you.
Great job.
There's no.
You're the best, as always.
How weird, the day that I'm about to interview their